I think that's the reset button. I think that's what that is.
Yeah, it felt like it. It was like
Factory.
my whole body took a screenshot.
Don't like that.
So you say we're gonna do things.
Yeah, we're live. We've been live for
Oh,
12 seconds.
good stuff. I
Yeah,
should
well,
probably
let's
set
get
down what I'm doing and pretend like we're live. it's
We got a few.
um, yeah. To those watching ahead of the live stream, jump ahead roughly about 15 minutes to get to the first impressions of review of the QSP Chefmaster and the QSP Beetle.
Beetle.
Hey, Infinite, it's you too. Well, imagine that. He showed up too. That's good stuff. Yeah.
Good work, Joe.
Yeah. I used the
Joe,
chat for something.
I think you just found yourself a new job.
Oh no! Shit! Oh, it's just like getting promoted to customer, isn't it? Sounds nice until you think about it. Oh.
All right, gentlemen. What are y'all carrying this evening? I can go first.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
I could do those things. So
If you're eager, go for it.
I could, but I need to put this down. All right. So I'm fucking around with stuff over here instead of actually doing a live stream. So yeah, doing some yard work this weekend in between thunder showers and hailstorms and whatever type of idea, right? So and actually got a bit of a belated Father's Day present that got ordered well before Father's Day, and then postal strikes delayed everything a little bit. But I was rocking my fixed bladed Artemis with brand new Cuscati
Oh
scales.
shit!
Hell yeah, dude.
That I knew that silhouette looked different. I'm like, that's not the kind of knife he's had before. I won't look at it.
So
That's
yeah.
cool.
All right, I like those.
The little
Bullet casing.
Yeah, they are
aesthetic.
45. Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck,
yeah,
that's cheesy. I like it.
It works very well though. For
yeah.
the fittings for the screws,
That is absolutely hilarious. I love it.
I
but
made
absolutely beautiful. Yeah, super happy with it. We'll be going out on our next trip here as my belt knife.
awesome. Hell yeah.
So
I made a lock over travel stop replacement for a Kershaw back in the day with a 9 mil.
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah. There's a nostalgia to it for me. You know what I mean? I like the cheese.
And some of this, I had been eyeballing some of these Cuscati scales for a while here. Not familiar with TP Grips used to be the best guys in town, but now they're 404 error, and you can only buy them on eBay. So
That's disappointing.
Cuscati's, I believe, German company, but a couple different sellers, so we were able to track down a set of them.
Awesome.
Sick.
And I've been playing with contouring some micarta, a Vosteed raccoon that I would be messing around with for the last couple of months, with full intention that when these came in, I might be melting some edges, so to speak, and doing some contouring on these ones as well. So
very cool.
On the scales, these ones, the Adamas ones. Okay, cool.
So
where you thinking about modifying them?
Like I said, melting the edges, rounding the contours.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
For some reason, Gemini is listening to my every word all of a sudden here. Stop it.
Leave me alone.
All I said was Cuscati scales, and it started listening in German for some reason. So
I see. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, well, for all of us. But anyone who has a fixed bladed Adamas and is happy with the paracord wrap, stop being happy, get something better.
I mean, it's probably
you can continue to be happy, but also get something better. You don't have to stop being happy.
You're happy like a here. I'm gonna need you to be happy like a here, and the only way to bridge that gap.
Yeah, can you come in on Saturday so you can get your happy up to here for us? Okay, it's
like it's a happy you can't come back from. You couldn't go back to paracord wrap.
You know, I don't think I've ever actually carried and used, like seriously, a paracord wrapped handle knife.
No. No, and I say that as a guy that wanted to buy a specific Best Tech knife specifically to paracord wrap it, but I still don't know if I'd carry it.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, bit of a surprise. You would think I would still be honeymooning phasing with the Sage 6, and like, don't get me wrong, it's
Yeah.
It's still in the pocket, but
not far from my hip here for the last couple days. But yeah, I have been playing with and super happy with the new scales on the Adamas. So
that's
Nice.
too
I'm
funny.
very curious to get a see what this thing can do in the woods.
yeah, I mean, you know how much I baby my stuff when I go out there, so I'm sure
That's-
it won't get the shit beat out of it the first chance I get, right?
That's exactly it. I'm so
I'm sure
excited.
it won't have scars and war wounds and possibly tree bark stuck in it
Paul,
for 3 days from being in the backcountry. Yeah.
You've never done anything like that to crewware before, and I wouldn't imagine that you'd be the type of person to do it again.
What, you're gonna just go out in the woods and use your knives?
This one doesn't have an access lock for me to break. My last Adamas with crewware that I did that with, I didn't break it, but you know,
We definitely
better
folded
days.
locks on them, though.
Yeah, I'll pop a lock.
Does yours have up and down play from that? Because mine does.
No, mine's still pretty solid.
Okay.
Like the up and down was as much as you get out of the box.
It's not a crazy amount, like it's not folding, but it definitely moves around more than
There's something
I
there.
prefer.
You notice it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, regardless, yeah, carry was pretty fun this weekend.
Sweet.
That's
Sweet.
awesome.
So
me or you, Joe? Me or you?
I could
You
go
or
next
me?
because it's something I've been
Okay.
carrying a lot lately. I don't think this is new. I've still been carrying the little Sheelan cutter Tortuga from Hotway. This has been in the back pocket basically every single day since I got it, and I'm finding it very hard to kick it out.
That's a fair thing.
And
It's a nice knife.
You
it's
just have to play a lot of Beastie Boys until you're ready to kick it.
Mm.
And then, yeah.
awful. Thank you.
I do what I can.
The worst part is I am shockingly okay with like what is basically 5 CR steel in this thing. Also, there's no side to side up or down play in it, and it is drop shut when you take the lock off. And even with the lock disengaged, there's no play in this thing. It's like,
He
what
was
the hell is this?
showing me at work. It's very impressive for a lockback.
Like, this is nuts. Like they did some correct things here. And I'm not disliking the lack of a pocket clip. That kind of surprised me. I thought that this was going to live in one of the few slip cases I've got over the years, like I did with the other Sheelan cutter style blade that they made. But this one's fancy. It kind of lives, well, fancier. It lives in the leather. This one lives in its own leather, and that's about it. Leather scales, just in case you were to wear.
That's
terrible. I just realized
awful.
how awful that sentence was, so I had to clarify.
Ground fog. What is up?
Yeah, you beat me to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you did John or Ben, but you know.
I didn't do John or
then
Ben.
You said that you've done John and Ben. So.
No, I did not. I just did ground fog.
It was foggy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're the foggy goggles. I shouldn't be.
That's right.
Don't have the goggles on right now. There's no professor action going on.
That is fair.
Yeah.
You lose your doctorate in the city.
Oh yeah. I know nothing.
It took the doctorate away. All the knowledge just went with it.
As soon as I leave the woods, clueless.
Pupils just slowly start to drift apart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right, Paul. What about you? What do you got?
Well, I'm carrying something that I haven't taken out of my pocket since I bought it, which is the Rhodey XL.
Yeah.
Earthworm Jim.
Has it been living in your watch pocket?
It's been living in my off pocket, left hand beside my pen.
I see.
It's
where
that's
my slip joint was.
Skinny enough knife. I guess. Yeah, you could definitely get away with it.
And it's got a strong backspring, so it's not going anywhere.
You didn't bother changing the clip position on that guy then?
I haven't yet. I might.
But
I might try and do a like a month-long challenge or something like that.
Not a
Okay.
dragon blood.
I mean, it's got the steel for it, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, the amount of times I was able to use this guy when I first got him instead of like one of my more regular folders to do work and just being like, yeah, this is more than sufficient. This is fine. This is great.
That's it.
So I can't imagine like same cutting length almost with M398. Like you're not going to sharpen that sucker for like a year at least.
Well, yeah, when you talk about a 30-day challenge, I didn't realize that you needed some ridiculous super steel to be able to accomplish this challenge. Like,
Well, I don't think I do, but
It is a slip joint though. At the end of the day, too.
is it a
it
30-day
is.
challenge where you're not allowed to sharpen your knife either? Like,
Does that include stropping?
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know.
okay.
I think it would be super funny to just find like the crappiest steel in your collection and then still try to do that and just be forcing shit through by the time you get to 31, 8CR, 448. Like, it's just, I'm going to find the.
It's already dead.
You can't make me go back. I can't go back.
I got a lollipop razor that I zero ground for 440A. I'll just like force that shit through for 28 days.
Yeah, but the blade on that thing is stupid thin too. So I mean, like, how good of a steel do you really need at that point?
No, it doesn't matter. That's what I mean. It's going to be dull as shit, but I'm still going to push it through things. Like, it's, yeah.
I don't know where it is right now, but somewhere I have one of those MTech minimalist clones, and that thing didn't hold an edge for more than a minute and a half.
Yeah, those things were horrible. Well, and by those things, I just mean MTech in general.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. It's like a minimalist, but then like the thickness of a tops and then like ground like a K-bar.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Sorry, Ontario. Sorry, defunct Ontario.
It served its purpose, and its purpose was for shotgunning. Like, that's what it was.
I can't speak for new Ontario. Their edges might actually be better than debunked Ontario.
I mean, they can't be worse, right?
Well, there's a couple places maybe, but
Also, I like the swirlies in the cup.
dude, I've been meaning to ask about that since we popped open your photo here. What the hell is
Mad
that?
Yoko, Jacob, thanks for joining us. What are you carrying?
Yeah.
Is that just
up?
is that just from like a burr and end mill or drill bit or
Must
something?
be.
No, it's to mesmerize you.
Because I'm feeling
Slowly.
pretty mesmerized.
Yeah.
Can't take my eyes off it.
Paul's just going to start spinning the knife. Just doing one of these.
And it is a lot smoother than it
You're gonna
looks in
catch
this
yourself.
photo because, yeah.
I can't see it with the naked eye, but I'm also blind.
Have you tried
So-
putting some pants on your eye?
It hasn't come up.
Can't say.
Actually, that's not true. That's not true. I had an eye patch in second grade.
Oh, just as a pirate?
Yeah. No, I had a lazy eye.
No. Birth defect. Thanks for pointing it out. I appreciate that.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh,
So, fun fact, did you know that lazy eyes tend to develop as a lack of communication between the brain and the eye in question? It's not a physical deformity so much as it is a mental one.
oh. So is that wearing an eye patch on your good eye makes it work better?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Because it did.
Yeah.
Forces your eye to learn how to talk to your brain.
It's always going to be like this eye sucks compared to my right eye, but
it could be worse, is what you're saying.
It certainly could be worse. Everything's always a little bit blurry out of that eye.
Interesting.
But only if I'm looking with only it.
So if you're like looking down a scope or something, it's going to be a little bit harder to focus if you were.
It would always be right eye. Yeah, I couldn't do it left.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I also can't close this eye independent of this eye. I can only close my left eye or both.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
John Whitwicky says it comes down to a skill issue.
Skill issue.
Yeah.
Fuck. You toxic bastard. I love it.
I mean, just be better is, I think, the answer to this problem here.
the last time somebody told me I had a skill issue is because I was trying to troubleshoot why I couldn't connect to an online game server. It was a skill issue. I laughed pretty hard before I rage quit.
Oh, I was gonna say, was it John?
No. Just someone who was just being a fun guy. Yeah. Well, that's cool.
I mean,
I'm
he's a
happy
good
that
time.
this is continually being carried.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we have some QSBs lined up. Do I want to just jump right into specs or?
What were you carrying?
Oh, mine was the this guy.
Oh yes, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad. Yeah,
It lives in its own skin, don't you?
yeah,
know?
in its own
Yeah.
skin, the leather in the leather. Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly, more
Yes,
cursed.
I remember. I'm caught up now. All right, we can proceed.
Perfect. Everyone understands.
It's a close one. Yeah.
Do we?
Crispy, you say? Bunch of Quispies.
Couple Quispies.
Seeing as how one's the Beetle, it's a Quispy quitter.
Yeah. I mean, deep
Did it-
fried it and put some cayenne on it or something.
Did it quit? I mean,
Too
did it
legit?
just? Wow.
Now we're asking the right questions, I think.
I don't think we are. I
No.
don't think anything we're doing is right on this channel. It's obvious
that's-
for how many years we've been on there.
I mean, this is just the equivalent of video shit posting, right? Like, it's,
Yeah, we're YouTube trolling more than anything else.
pretty much. Algorithm metrics. Son, what the fuck are you talking about?
No. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna take this boat anchor and slow everything down. We're just
see-
gonna
Let's see what cool
put on a
shit.
video once a week and just fuck with some shit.
Pretty much. Oh man, like how many times have we reviewed QSPs with 14C Sandvik at this point?
I mean,
What in this variation? You mean?
Well, not yet for either of these guys, but
Yes, many of those variations. I mean, it's not D2. And we've had some fancies. We've had some S35 Quispies, some maybe M390, Quisp 20 CVs. I got a Penguin Pulse
yeah.
over there.
I was gonna say like M39 doesn't sound right, but it sounds almost right. And that was why.
Well, I know they've done some M390, but I don't think we've ever had it come down the pipe. Like that stupid Rhino knife that had the fuller in it that was like way too tanky.
Oh, that
pointy.
crazy thing. Yeah, that wasn't that like. It kind of reminded me of like the PMP like Alpha Beast in its profile, but nowhere near as thick kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was nasty.
It's a PMP light.
Mm-hmm.
So
those are my initials.
yeah, it's just like that, but lighter.
All right.
Oh wow!
I mean, you couldn't just not said anything, Paul. It was easier.
Yeah, but we wouldn't have had this funny interaction if I didn't say anything.
Yeah, just you can see Paul's.
Am I the one to blame here, or is Paul the one to blame?
No, Paul took it for the team.
Opening the door.
I wanted to see who my friends were, and I learned my lesson.
Yeah, that's not manipulative. That's not manipulative at all. See, me saying that it's not manipulative is actually like kind of manipulative. Anyway.
So, which one do we want to dive into first? I got some specs.
Oh man. You know what?
That's a question.
Let's go Chefmaster.
Yeah, I was gonna say Beetle's kind of fucked up. It could wait till later.
Beetle's buried in the dirt right now. It's not going anywhere.
That's no dot. That's not dirt.
He's burrowing.
So Chefmaster, you say the finest of the 14C28Ns, with numerous handles, including this burlap micarta, as well as G10 handles. Ceramic ball bearings, overall length 7.7, bit of a long beast. 3.2-inch blade, 3.5 mils thick, 59 to 61 on the steel choices, 4.44 ounces. Does 444 have some sort of culinary significance? I don't think it does. I think they're just dicks. Anyway, that's lighter lock. I think that's about it. I think we got it covered.
Perfect. I had to reset my timer.
Yeah,
And by that I mean had to turn it on in the first place.
I see. Okay.
What was the reset?
You said something about it being something 7 inches long or something like that. And then called it
7.7.
the long beast.
Mm.
I was like,
Oh, yeah.
Didn't even notice
Well,
the
when
finger
you look
guns.
at the blade that's a
I didn't-
3.2, and then you include the finger choil on top of that, when you say that this knife is almost 8 inches overall,
the finger guns were in my head, Joe. They were
Okay.
mental finger
Buddy
guns.
Cry style.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what's kind of silly? I took a picture of this next to the AD-15 as well. It's not that far off. Like it is shorter, but I mean, not that much shorter.
Yeah, it's in that ballpark.
It's an interesting
really.
size comparison choice. I mean, it's not a bad one. It's
Yeah.
just
I happened to have it that day. I also had a shot.
like
I
a little
also
obscure, but
a
yeah.
little bit. Well, just a, big Andrew Demko design. I also had one here with the native. I had it up earlier, and then same thing with the dragonfly as well. Just to show kind of the comparison with the grip area in particular, and the more obvious comparison, and kind of pissed I didn't think of it because it's sitting on top of my microwave right now. Is the Pillar 2 from CRKT. Like the profile shape is extremely similar, but this is just bigger. It's a tall blade too, like really tall.
Well, you need to be when you're 3.5 mils thick. Like,
Yeah, I guess
it's
you
not exactly the thinnest
got to give it room to
dog
taper.
thickness. Yeah. And I guess when you're chef mastering it up and you're putting it in a pocket knife form as well, I imagine conditions are kind of leaning towards beat it up a little bit, right? So
I think so. Yeah, I did have a couple pictures in hand as well. I'll toss up quickly.
I'm not okay.
That's okay. Don't you worry.
It was the room to taper and beat it up a little bit.
I see.
yeah, you're not okay. I mean,
Nope.
I obviously need more to drink until we're on the same page here because we're not yet. It's
It's not good when he thinks he needs to catch up.
wow, between that and this really interesting elderberry energy tea, that should keep the night interesting.
No doubt.
Excellent.
So thoughts, feelings, emotions, undertones.
This thing's weird.
Uh-huh.
Like
That's
What's the first thing you would chef with it if you were to chef something?
actually like strawberries, probably.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Okay.
small little fruits like that. I think. Yeah.
I'd go carrots.
Okay.
3.5 mil thick with this kind of grind. I want to see what it can do. Carrots is
pop.
a good test. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I bet you-
how clean of a cut and how wedgy of a slide. Like it's 5.5. And that's a good test,
I bet you could de-nibble at some corn cobs pretty good with it too.
I don't know, man.
You don't think?
You need that long push.
My subvert did it.
Yeah, but your subvert's a 4.25-inch blade or whatever half it is. Like,
Your subvert's also shaped like this, where you can
Yeah.
just
And
push
and
down.
I used the tip.
Yeah. So I mean, it's cheating a little in it.
I don't think it's quite the same, but yeah.
No, but I want to see if it can do it. 'Cause
That's
I don't want to use my
fair.
subvert for it all the time.
Centering's pretty good.
Center is good.
What's the deep carry clip? Is it ambidextrous? Probably because
Yep.
QSP is good at that. Yeah.
QSP's this one's got a removable plate on the show side, easy enough to swap over.
Deep, but not like neck deep. It's
I won't say that I was hoping that this was the case, but I could see the hole on the inside of the liner where there was a threaded hole put. And I know a bunch of companies don't drill.
Yeah, Vestec's a dick like that for
Yeah.
sure.
So I didn't hope that was the case, but
Kind of.
I was wondering
But-
if.
You can see some skeletonizing on the steel liners. That's pretty much a standard with QSP nowadays too. That's good to see. Yeah.
I was channeling my inner Ben.
You shouldn't do that so often. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
I did mention that you had done Ben earlier, and now you're saying that Ben is inside you a little. So,
All right. Well,
yeah.
316.
Well, John.
Terrible.
Not two at a time.
Uh,
Hold a sign up at a baseball game, why don't you,
Quitter.
Paul? Jeez, we're talking about knives here. Jesus, man, come on.
Uh,
Oh, nested liner lock, you say?
Nested,
and Ben
nested.
has left the chat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I like the look of these burlap handles. I don't think I would like the aesthetic of this as much if it were flat black or solid color. I like that there's some patterning here. I like that there's some texture. Um, for
Do we have
me,
a picture of this knife closed?
yeah, we do. Right? Yeah.
Oh, okay. It doesn't have it. I thought about it when this knife first came out. I don't know if I can see it on their website. Maybe there's a picture.
What are you looking for?
The weird flipper. I want to talk about the weird flipper. It's like someone gave this guy a nubby hand kind of flipper.
Nubby hand.
I think I know what you're
kind of
talking
flipper.
about.
I can't find a
Yeah.
picture of it though. You know what I'm talking about. It's
Yeah.
like if you
Do I?
have this knife on like about a 30-degree angle. I'm gonna see if I can find a pic here.
Can you see it when the knife is closed from the spine? Because I don't think I have a photo of that, but that might be the only way to see it.
And I thought about it like a month and a half ago when this damn knife came in, and then we had to have a whole bunch of things on their back burnered. And then I forgot to get you to take a picture of it.
Have we said hello to Mad Yoko yet?
Yeah, we have.
Oh, well, all right.
Hi again.
No, I'm taking mine back. You only get his twice. Gotta balance the universe.
Something's bounced.
Yeah, kind of hard to see. There is a couple pictures on like knives and tools that have a little bit of the funky hand flipper that I was talking about.
Well, here I go Googling again.
Are you Googling funky hand flipper?
Oh God, I'm Googling. Nope. I'm just going to knives and tools. So I chose the black one thinking there would be better contrast. That probably was the wrong choice. So were you talking
one
about...
that I was looking at was the beige one that had the best pictures.
I mean, you can kind of see it in this guy looking like kind of up into the tank. I knew as soon as I said that, Paul probably reset his timer, but I was too
So
late.
yeah, this image in particular, you can kind of see it and zoom in on it, but it's so hard to see. It's the weirdest looking flipper. If you just took this blade off by itself and you looked at the way it looked, you're like, someone's trying to shake hands with me, but they've got like Deadpool's baby arm before it grows back. And that's what they're trying to shake hands with you with every time you flip this knife.
Yeah, but you just got to go for it, man.
And then, yeah, you know how you're like a little bit hesitant to hold like the baby hand on someone, but then you still have to like just dive in and shake it. It's the feelings you get every time you got to open this damn knife.
So be that as it may, I didn't.
We're not going to turn this into a section on this particular live stream.
We could.
We're breaking it down into chapters. The weird Deadpool baby arm flipper is not part of that chapter.
I don't know, man. Like,
I mean, it is now.
We've wasted enough time talking about it. It's got to be.
Yeah, man. It is kind of a fucked up looking flipper. I never found the action on the Chefmaster to be particularly good on the flip. Like, it's okay, it's serviceable, but it wasn't great.
So having said that too, the nubbies, like there's like, you know, on the CRKT Ripple, way too much texture, bite the shit out of your finger, chews you up. This is the opposite end of the spectrum where you're almost slipping off without it deploying because it's got no texture. there's no fingerprints. It's too smooth, man. Like
Yeah,
it's
the jimping is kind of minimal on this thing. Like you can see a little bit of it here, but it is quite rounded. Um, so
trying to shake hands with a chainsaw amputee. Like it's seriously,
for
it's
Jesus Christ, for for Paul's just uh so for anyone who might be like not considering flippers or jimping or whatever, what Dennis is getting at, I think, is that generally you want better engagement. Personally, I think this was probably the perfect flipper back in the day. Yeah, it's a pocket pecker, whatever, Shabazz, it's fine. But in terms of engagement with your finger, stupid easy to actuate, nice and smooth. And
yeah. No one cared
because
about pocket packers
yeah,
until Shabazz made it a thing,
and
right?
because it's curved, to complement the shape of your finger while it's there, so it engages fully, that allows it to very smoothly open. What companies have started doing is making these weird decisions about, okay, well, maybe we're going to start ramping. Sorry about this. There we go. We're going to start ramping the flipper tab downwards, but to compensate, we're going to add jimping, you see, because that makes it more tactical, and it means that it's going to catch. And that works most of the time. But if you look at the angle on the Chefmaster here, it's like canted actually almost downwards at like more than a 45 if you're holding the knife vertically like this. So that means it feels fucking weird to flip. Like I'm
With
what when
well,
I
and there comes this conversation between light switch versus press button, and obviously the way that this is designed is leading you into a press button because the flipper is not going to the light
yeah,
switching is not going to be the best way to deploy
but
this knife.
but because of the angle, you're the actual engagement, like the detent isn't crispy enough on this thing for it to really pop.
To be a press button. And I think because of the blade length, because of the big finger choil, and it's kind of a stubby blade, it doesn't have that big long swing where even if you have a mushy detent, as long as you've got enough centrifugal force with your blade and whatever type of thing, once it starts, it'll swing open and all the way with that press button kind of attitude, right? Like
Yeah.
almost, I mean, not quite, but a CEO. Like the long, it's a skinny blade, it's
Yeah.
a light blade, but it's a long enough blade that that press button still works on a CEO because it has enough swing to it, right? This thing is like swinging a kiddie swing.
A,
It's
a little bit, yeah. Not quite enough momentum.
just
And
this much, this much.
My
That's what
there,
my my Skaha push button's
oh,
really nice,
I was
actually.
just gonna
you
say the Skaha is the pawn I'll have. Yeah, yeah, same very
That's the
much.
prime
And
example,
like
right?
I will just
It's
keep
so
pressing
good.
until it breaks, and then it just snaps open. Like this is overkill. This is better than you should expect from most
Oh,
companies, but
that's perfect. That's what it
Yeah,
should be.
yes.
Yes.
And I know QSP is capable of it because they have had excellent detents in the past. But I think it's just down to the design on this individual knife. And it's a shame because when you look at the knife when it's open, the way that the flipper is shaped, it's actually fairly comfortable for having it in that finger choily sort of grip. So this is clearly a compromised design. I just feel like they kind of fell short a little bit when it came to the execution on the detent specifically. So I can understand the shape of the flipper. Just I think they needed to go the extra mile, make that detent, yeah, more positive.
Yeah, if they had a bit of a slightly or poppier detent, I mean, at least the amputee came in with like a good solid like firm shoulder behind it at least, right? You got
Back
a
up the
weak
MPT.
shoulder to go with the nubby fingers. It's yeah,
yeah. I'm still trying to get
it's a
over.
detriment waiting to happen. I mean, like shit.
Oh, just sad.
I'm still in my feelings about shaking hands with a chainsaw amputee.
Yeah, that was pretty
Because
egregious.
I'll be honest, I pictured it like directly after the accident. It wasn't
Why?
good.
Why is
Well, I
that the
can't go to the
assumption?
hospital. I got other things to do that day. Jesus, man.
Holy
It's come on.
fuck.
It's, yeah, and that's a direct quote from one of my cousins that is an amputee. Anyway, yeah,
Excellent.
I
Excellent.
couldn't go to the
Perfect.
hospital. I had other things to do that day. That's,
Fuck. Okay. Uh,
anyway, that's
couldn't
my family. Some background story. Continue on, Chef Masters.
couldn't be me. Um, yeah. This thing is fairly comfortable in a like pulled back grip. I will say, like, if you were to use this for some light chopping, like in a food cooking or prepping role, rather, Sure, you could do it. That flipper tab does limit the amount of contact you're going to get on a flat surface, and I wish it took a picture. You're just going to have to imagine a vertical line going along from the flipper tab to the where it would first make contact here. You can still use most of the knife that way, but it does limit
That's
you a
what I was
little
going
bit.
to follow up with. Yeah, yeah. If you keep, if you have your knife in open space with your cutting board close to the edge of a table or something like that,
Oh,
you
well,
can make it work. But
yeah. At that point, you could use like a Leatherneck or a K-bar for cooking too, if you really
no,
wanted to.
that's completely fair.
Yeah.
Apparently, Infinite is so bored he's passing out. So just kidding. It's well,
Oh shit.
do what
Happens
you
to
need
Well,
me.
to, my friend. I
I
appreciate you showing
understand.
up week after week, there, brother. So,
Yeah.
Always appreciate it.
so they also did some things with some of their other models where they like not quite Spidey hold, but like the Emu kind of has a square rectangular hole in it, blah blah blah. Now, being a chefy knife, is thumb studs the best option?
I No, but
That's, I mean, rhetorical question.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they're definitely out of the way of the cutting path of the knife. So, from a sharpening perspective and a use perspective, I don't know that it bothers me too much. Only because if your finger is in that choil, that would also prevent material, you would think, from hitting the thumb studs. I would,
and the plunge grind where your thumb is with the
yeah,
jimping. Yeah.
but I've seen so many knives where people have not cleaned them, and there's been some juice or some whatever that has gotten and accumulated around the thumb stud and starts rusting underneath where the thumb stud is up against the blade. So now you have to disassemble everything. Hopefully, it's not seized with rust, and then clean it. So, in the context of I'm going to be cutting food with this, and possibly in scenarios where I can't immediately clean my knife, yeah, an opening hole would have been better. Or better yet, don't put on thumb studs. Just make it a flipper only design.
Yeah, and clean the rest of the way, right? Just
Yeah.
take the thumb studs off.
Or fuck.
Matt
Yeah.
Yoko said that he did a flick fuller with the chefiness in mind on his Redeemer. Not sure which company makes a Redeemer.
Not sure.
I
Yeah,
mean,
mention the company name and I'll search it up for the good people here to see.
We're not good people. Come on.
Wow.
Oh, you're talking about them.
Yeah.
The rest of the audience, I was gonna say,
Yeah,
like
he
I know,
doesn't
that's
care
fine.
if you see it or not, Paul.
I know what
Oh, I
I
see.
know what we're about. But it's, yeah. So yeah, aside from bitching points on the flipper tab and thumb stuff, like opening methods, would you guys be happier about it if this thing had a front flipper? Are we over front flippers? Or is the community done? Like,
I don't know about done, but
I don't see them as much as he used to.
no, no. I think I'm gonna beat the dead horse that you beat up for many a time there, Joe.
Yeah.
And say that they need to put more flippers like the smock on things.
Yes.
So
And I think the Viros as well have a similar.
yeah, the subtle flippers I do appreciate. Now with this design in particular, what do you do with the really messed up finger choil on the front if you don't have a normal flipper coming off of it?
That's for
Yeah, the front
making
flipper
radish
you can
roses.
have, but what do you do on the tang side of it? Like, it just makes this whole design kind of funky looking, right?
Yeah, I mean, it would be even more funky at that point, for sure. The more you do to change and add opening methods, you're just going to make that tang area, that pivot area, look kind of fucked up, kind of unavoidable. That being said, this blade does come out far enough when the knife is closed. I'm a little... I don't know. I kind of wish the flipper would completely hide when the knife is open, but now even as I'm thinking that, like, I don't know if I care that much. It does add a little bit more engagement area, but
Well, and I agree with you. I think, yeah, but you can't grind it down like without deflippering. Then you'd have to go to a front flipper completely. But then what's the point of the big pecker without the flipper hanging on? Like, that finger troll now becomes too over accentuated without a flipper there for that choil to.
as a hypothetical knife, then, do you think this would have been a better design overall if they had shortened the area in front of the pivot, gotten rid of the finger choil, gotten rid of the thumb stud, just had a flipper, or just had a just had a front flipper instead,
Front flipper.
or
Well,
a
I mean,
hole?
yeah,
At that
but
point, it's
we're just making a smock at this point. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
well, okay, there's that, but I struggle to. Sorry, go ahead, Paul.
I just want to quickly address Jacob and Ben both said they don't see chef in this knife. And that was always my sticking point through.
Yes.
I see camp chef.
I don't think I'm
In the blade shape, I would agree, but in the handle, that's where it's like I don't know. I feel like the very like from the in front of the thumb stud forward, sure, camp chef's knife. That handle,
Yeah.
nah, that's like a box cutter up close sort of working knife. I don't see them as being congruous together.
So
so
what was it was called the locust. And I think the locust almost has a similar handle shape to QSP still.
and I'll be honest, I'm not denying the fact that it would definitely do some like camp chefy things. I just like in its design language, it doesn't inspire the word chef in me, if that makes
That's
sense.
I agree with you 100% actually. Not to say that this is a bad knife design overall, but if that's what they
No,
were going for, I'm not feeling it to the same degree. And wouldn't you know it, we've actually reviewed the Locust before, so here's a photo that I had up once upon a time.
That's funny. Um, but like that almost leans you towards more of a chef knife handle than the Chefmaster does. Like
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's
if you're
funny.
looking at kitchen knife contours and things like that type of thing, right? Like
If they had made the Locust's blade basically the uh, same
Width,
profile
height.
and yeah, same height and same profile as the Chefmaster, but kept like the Locust handle, I think I would be much more interested in this knife for what its name is trying to like, you know, promote, act as a sales pitch or whatever.
but even
Yeah.
with the Spidey, like we were talking about, like I didn't realize how many similarities. But even just looking at this knife, if you told me I had to do food prep with two of those, not like one of those knives, either a what the
Chef
hell is this
master
thing called? Yeah,
or
locust
the
or
locust.
the Chefmaster, I'd probably pick the locust. Like the
Hmm?
length of the blade, the pointiness to it, the flat edge, the hole, the like handle contours. I would pick this knife to do food prep over I would the knife that's called the food prep knife. Like it's
Yeah.
It's kind of fucking funny actually. Uh,
It's
yeah,
basically a folding paring knife at that point.
pretty
yeah,
much.
like your petty knife, right? Like
Yeah,
it's yeah.
exactly.
And yeah, I mean the Locust is a skinnier handle, or sorry, well, yeah, handle too, but skinnier, like shorter blade. This dimension is what I'm trying to stumble through right now.
Yes, yeah.
But in terms of
The
like
this
camp
way.
kitchen, yeah, everyone knows what that is. Yeah, um, yeah, I would absolutely choose this one. But they called it the Locust, which was talking about,
Yeah.
I guess, the thorax of the body of that. So like, okay,
Yes.
okay,
The
cool.
stingers, as it were.
But I
Now,
don't think we talked about food prep with that knife. And looking at it now, it's
no,
like, yeah, that'd be a pretty okay food prep knife, actually.
but there's this new thing in the knife world now where cleavers are starting to fade. But if I make a knife a Santoku shape, then I can call it some sort of chef oriented
Uh,
folding camping outdoorsy something something whatever. And it's not I'm not talking about like the camping Santoku from like was it
Uh, Rough
Hood
Rider.
CRKT
Oh,
made
okay. Yeah.
that camping Santoku. That was literally just a 1095 Santoku with a clay hamon on
yep.
it. I'm not talking about that.
Mhm.
I'm talking about more of like this or
The
like
sous chef from Rough Rider, or
yeah, like
there's a couple different
Ontario
ones from
did a
Savini, and
camping Santoku with the green handle in 448 or something.
yeah,
Debunked Ontario. Maybe not. Maybe New Ontario. I don't know.
it was around the same time.
Some form of Ontario did a thing. Yeah. Um, and it's funny, and like as a kind of an aside bitch point, I'm really not a big fan of this new. Maybe it's a long-standing trend. I don't know, but I'm noticing it more and more now with marketing. Um, the number of fixed blade makers that will just say, effectively, this is a well-rounded design that could be used for anything. But instead of that, they make sure to hit all those buzzwords about it's a tactical knife, it's an EDC, it's your camp knife, it's your food prep, and they go through the list of saying all these different things that it is. And you look at the knife, and it's like I don't know
It's
that
a
I would
knife.
use it for particularly any one of those things. Like,
Why are you trying to sell me a Victorinox bird's beak peeling knife?
yeah, that
The
too.
ultimate tactical knife. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Ultimate paring knife, ultimate camp knife.
like holy shit. Like, don't get me wrong, I like my basic bitch designs probably more than the next guy, but come on.
Probably more.
Well, I mean, stuff like the holdout. Like, damn, this is a small kind of drop. What is that? Like a spear pointy, very basic blade. Like, talk about your do everything. They marketed, and yet, of course, Cold Steel comes out with a tactical knife that they market as being a tactical knife, and it's like deep. Like, if a child were to draw a knife, it would come out looking like this silhouette. Either that or like a chef's knife.
But with a crossguard. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah,
like a
yeah.
pirate crossguard on it.
Yeah.
Before the live stream, I mentioned the fact that I had some very strong ginger apple cider that was almost undrinkable because of the ginger taste to it, and I was going to mix it with my mountain pear to see how that worked out. It was a terrible choice, sir. Don't do it.
Oh
Okay.
no. So it went from undrinkable to meh.
Exactly. This is still drinkable, but I will not be adding the rest of that apple ginger beer or cider to anything else ever.
My condolences.
Noted.
uh, anyway, I just wanted to bitch, but honestly, I wish the companies would just like actually commit to a design language with a new model more often than they do.
And I don't mind the idea of a company making a camp-oriented chef knife, folding, whatever.
Yeah.
But make it more like the sous chef from Rough Rider is not playing at what it is. It is a folding sentoku. Just make it a knife that I recognize as a thing I want to use for that task and let me go about my
Mad
business.
Yoko's actually wondering if we could check out his knife. Seems maybe the Redeemer is your own design, sir. I'm not sure. I understand if you don't want to check it out.
I just brought up a
But
picture of the
send
Rough
it here.
Rider.
I'll baton it. No, it's just okay. The last custom designer that told us he was going to send a
Oh,
knife. I
that's
said
fair.
I was going to baton it, and then we never got it. So it's funny how that works. It's very cool. Very cool. So,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, like that's not pretending at being anything else but what it is. That is a folding kitchen knife.
Yeah. But again, like you can see Ontario's is in that list too, right?
Yeah.
In that same picture. Yeah. So
Yeah. I'm not saying that everything has to be just one thing.
well, and it's almost like we've seen this evolution of the camp cleaver and the pocket cleavers and the blah blah blah, and now it's like this is the next evolution. Like I've talked for the last decade plus about the knife trends in the knife world and whether it was karambits or whether it was tactical tomahawks for a while or whether it was whatever, right? Like, yeah, cleavers were big and we're in the tail end of cleavers, but I think what's taking over from the cleaver thing is the Santoku camp chefy whatever type of almost, right? Like,
But I think there's a reason behind that, and that reason is the people that carried them found them to be really good in the woods for that kind of work and mediocre at everything else.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know what I mean? And so the feedback is I love preparing my meals with it.
Honestly,
And so
dude,
they're like, all right, let's steer into that.
that's probably a pretty good point because it's not like it's a dagger where the intention is built into the design and it's like it's a dagger, it's for poking shit. Like ultimately that's what it's for. Stuff
what
like
do you mean
this.
my dagger doesn't have good edge retention and cutting ability? Can't you make it sharper, Joe?
I could for like a moment. 4116 does not hold an edge. Jesus Christ, it does not hold an edge. Yeah. Stop making
Aren't we
knives
all
with
just living
4116.
moment by moment, Joe? Come on.
I mean, technically. Okay, unfortunately. No.
Time after time.
If your knife stays sharp for a moment, then you've succeeded in life in that moment.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Just have one for every moment, Joe.
So
have a knife for every moment.
is this a yeah?
Don't
Is
worry
this
about the future moments.
Is this a
That's
case
not now.
of
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
so for prominent manufacturers like Spyderco doing things like the Spidey Chef, do you think these are just knock on effects from that type of marketing and that type of use case, or do you think this is maybe more strongly influenced by like what Paul is saying, kind of adapted designs and adapted use cases?
I think they're just making the knives and then they're coming up with a story after the fact, and they are just coming up with a story that people are buying right now.
If that's the case, I would expect a lot more unique looking designs. not to
That's fair.
throw not to throw
That's
shade,
fair.
but this is a fucking Pilar XL,
Yeah.
double XL. Like,
Just a quick shout out to Dick Richards in chat. What is up? What you carrying? I haven't asked anybody tonight. What y'all carrying?
nice. You waited until there were more people. That's very forward thinking. Good job.
That's what I was doing it for. Absolutely.
Hondo P.
110p.
Oh.
I prefer 1080p, but you know, it's fine. It's fine.
you can keep your pixels. I don't know if there's much more to say about this guy. I mean, it's comfortable to hold. It flips okay. It's got a cut.
Did it need a lanyard? Did it need a weird lanyard, an inch and a quarter up the handle?
I don't know. Like, fuck, maybe if you're gonna chop with it, but like,
I guess. But it's kind of like, again, like this afterthought of like that hole doesn't really look good there nor belong there. But hey, let's drill one in because people kind of sometimes want one.
just be more intentional with your designs. That's all I ask. And I get it. It's hard because like knives are kind of a solved quantity. It's a sharp thing. It cuts. It's cool. It does the job. Technically, you can prepare meals with nothing but razor blades. But good lord, do you want to do that?
It helps the garlic melt into the oil,
right
Joe.
here, so
Oh, nice. I don't have anything. Oh no, that's not true.
No,
I got my Kershaw.
There you go.
Cursed Shaw.
It's cursed, dude. You know what I use this thing for? Cleaning up 3D models. That's literally it. I don't use.
Good.
It's a nice little blade for it.
All right.
I'm announcing to the world that Dick Richards is unarmed. Haha. Haha.
Well, he announced it. You just
Asked about it.
vocalized.
And then nobody else told me what they were carrying.
Well, some people have. You just haven't been paying attention. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fair.
Wow, you really just we're okay with that, huh?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, Jacob was talking about his Mannix and his Jack Wolf, but you just skimmed right over that because Jack Wolf's old news apparently for you. Like it's shit, dude. Like it's.
Where is that? Where
Is it, and Brian Mooney, woo sir, woo. Glad you joined us. Always with the woos. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm amazed. I got to be honest, Brian. I'm amazed you pop in from time to time and say woo. We had a 5-minute conversation in my store once, and it's like 2 years later, and you still woo it up. I love it, dude. Like, that's the best
Hell yeah.
background joke in my personal YouTube career, for sure.
That's good shit. Oh.
That's really funny.
I actually forgot, and I don't want to jump necessarily just into ratings, but before I forget, I was gonna say this thing, Chefmaster. This thing's not even a sous chef at best. I completely forgot that the Rough Rider thing was called the sous chef, so I feel like that probably should be my rating.
But is it the Damascus Steel sous chef? Because I don't even know if you knew that existed.
Damascus sous chef.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, did I not see it on the googly images? Hold on a sec. Oh wait,
Well,
was that
we've
the
seen
one
it in the
with
catalog.
Oh yes, the aluminum handled one. That thing's fucked. I like it. It's pretty neat. Oh, they have a hold up. They got a folding cleaver version, and they have like a reverse.
Well, that's
contour.
Ontario.
Original.
That's Ontario, not. Oh, that is Rough Rider. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's not the one I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the black one with the granite edge.
The one right below it, I think, is
Yeah.
Oh, that is also. Oh, that's nice. I prefer that to the aluminum for sure. Ask me how many times I've carried my aluminum Rough Rider in VG10. Go ahead, ask me.
I got one of those.
Twice.
I got
Two
one of
times.
those, and I don't even know where it is because my denim micarta one's right here. I don't know where the aluminum was. It's around somewhere. Anyway, um, so reviews. I do appreciate Jacobs. This is a busboy, not a chef master. That's
Hey,
awesome. That's a good one. That's a good one. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
that's good shit. I was gonna
Yeah.
say I was gonna amend my rating to line cook, but busboy's even more vicious. I like that.
I was gonna say dishwasher.
Oh, I was going to say 3 years of failed hospitality management.
Did we date the
Oh,
same person?
Yeah, no, but you know her.
fuck. Yep. Oh, bed. Ouch. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Significant
and the boat
ouches.
is appealing. Anyway, just digging hard now. Just digging hard. It's yeah.
Was
Scratch that one up on a chartboard that's
Yeah.
decade old. It's like,
Oh.
Use a knife so it's permanent.
yeah, exactly. Every other scratch mark has been. Dennis, we all know her. Jacob. Cheers, brother. Cheers.
My condolences to you both. Oh man. I don't know if we would need to give this fucking thing a rating. That was fantastic.
I don't know. We could just talk about a
Look,
Beetle now.
yeah,
It's
I think
fine.
so. I'll close out by saying, don't let me, man. If you like the design, always that caveat. You like the design, feel free to enjoy it.
It is a functional knife for
Okay,
sure.
we laughed, we joked for the last hour and a half, but straight up, like even the bang for your buck, 1428, Burlap Micarta, ambidextrous pocket clip, skeletonizing, all the things, whatever type of thing. QSP is once again doing a decent job. If you like the blade shape, if you like it outside of even the chef knifey world, it's not a bad buy.
Yeah.
I just like to make fun of the weird chainsaw amputee flipper.
Would you call it the Chefmaster? Anyway, Beetle. Before I
when you get the Beetle, you said, yeah.
That image, every time you say it, it's just there again.
which one?
It's so squishy. I can feel it.
Well, like, give it like 6 months of like physio or something, dude. Like, seriously.
Yeah, no, it's. I've thought about it the one way. That's the way that my brain will think about it forever now.
Like, take the bandages off first. It's
no, this is bandages haven't even gone on yet.
That's rough, dude. That's pretty.
All right, Beetle, you say it's
yeah.
got finger choil, but don't pinch up on it. Yeah, it's,
yeah, you might not want to do those things, even though there's a little arrow indicating something. We'll get to that. Yeah. Did you do specs on this guy already when we did the?
I have not yet. No.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Overall specs: 14C28N. Once again, G10 handles with stainless steel liners, 58 to 60 because this one's a coated blade. That's right, 59 to 61 on your uncoateds. Ceramic ball bearings, 3 mils thick on the blade in the middle. Apparently this time.
It's dagger grab.
Overall, 7.08, 7.1. Blade length's 2.95, just a hint under 3. I think that's about it. Oh, wait. 4.13. They really like their 4-ounce knives. Like,
I think it's weird because it's like much heavier than that. Then you really start to notice it in the pocket, regardless of what the size of it is. I think
good middle ground.
Yeah, good middle ground. Most people aren't going to complain. It allows them to do things like have stainless steel backspacers or just have slightly heavier construction to avoid, damage over time through abuse. It's a smart move.
I know it's early this time around, but I've got a government mandate to tell me back in 2 minutes, I guess.
For sure, no worries.
Looks like a cockroach, according to Brian Mooney.
I mean, beetle, cockroach, something or other for sure. Especially when closed. I've got a photo of it here. Yeah. So really symmetrical design. I really dig it from that perspective.
Aesthetically, I really like this one.
Yeah. despite it being, what did Dennis say, like 7.1 inches or something like that.
Yep.
Um, it may be because of how wide and like kind of swollen the midsection becomes on this thing. It just doesn't feel like that big of a knife, which is again weird because this is a pretty decent like mid-size option overall, I would say.
Yeah.
But just something about like it's kind of unusual. It's kind of a weird little thing, um, and to directly compare it to the previous knife we talked about, the design is weird enough that I think for me, there's more appeal.
Yeah.
Pardon, in this particular design, not just because it's a dagger, not just because it's black, tactical, potentially sharp in the backside, like whatever. Not really because of that. Actually, it's the pivot. I do appreciate that they did this weird machined, like radial, not radial, but like a sunbursty almost pattern. Like it
Yeah.
kind of cool.
It feels really nice under the thumb.
Yeah. Like nice enough that I'm actually not that annoyed that they moved away from their triangular pivot that they tend to include on a lot of their stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
I would like this pivot on more things.
yeah, and I don't know whether that was a design element put into place by the designer or whether this was something that they just had for this particular model. They thought it would work well. I don't know. Um,
Absolutely. I want to address something before we move too far away from the comment that was made about not using that front choil.
sure.
You changed the picture.
Oh, sorry. I can go back.
Yeah, no worries.
There we go.
In the photo that you had up, you can see the way that the grind of the knife edge is tapered. Like it's set at an angle rather than just being a straight, like hard 90-degree corner.
So it's not going to bite you.
I have done that exact thing with knives that I own to stop them from biting me, and it has solved the problem every time.
Oh
So-
man, I wish I knew what photo you were talking about.
It was the photo of the close up where you could see the pivot, or maybe it was this one you had
Oh
zoomed in.
yeah, okay.
And just you can
yeah.
see where the sharpening edge stops, where the finger choil is, and it's softened. It's not a crisp triangular edge, right?
That's
what
it.
Paul is
They
saying.
went in and adjusted the shape of it.
Not like
Now
the bottom corner here.
I
Correct.
jumped back. Yeah, that one's a nice triangle that if you didn't have a plunge grind, it would bite you for sure. I jumped away for a couple minutes, but I did jump back while you guys were talking about the fancy pivot. Now, I believe that fancy pivot is to encourage people to side grip this knife 100%, right? Like it's, yeah. And so all of a sudden the finger choil comes less into play when you're using it in that kind of pinchy, CRKT Sting style groove that they put on. Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely.
funny you mention. I did grab a Sting.
I would show you what I'm talking about with one of my
Reset
own
your timer there,
knives.
Paul.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you his Sting.
Wow.
Just grabbed a Sting.
You've seen it before. Yeah. There you go.
Take it back.
7 seconds and I had to reset again. All right.
Yeah. I really appreciate that though, because with that with the cross guards sitting with the blades, having your finger wrapped underneath the guards and your thumb placed over top, it really locks you in for that kind of like, well, yeah, pokey, but also just like highly controlled sort of grip. It's a very nice design element. I mean, yeah, okay, a Trailmaster, you could do it too.
It's not a Trailmaster.
Oh, is that? Oh, Laredo? Yeah, it's
Laredo.
disappearing.
Yeah.
But yeah. Damn, that
Sometimes you just
Sting
gotta
looks battered.
take a Laredo for a walk in the woods, Joe.
Hell yeah.
It was my fishing companion recently.
Nice.
So I know we got in the blacked out version, but they do come in a couple different flavors. And I've been told that the red and black one has a ladybug looking vibe to it.
Oh, dude, with the red poking through the black? Yeah. Also, the pivot. Look what they did with the pivot. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Man, I really don't care about like this kind of painted finish on a lot of pocket knives, but this actually doesn't look half bad.
This feels like if a ladybug was a Sith master.
Mm, the inverted
You know,
colors you see. Yeah.
Well, then
indeed.
you need the blue one so the Jedi can fight him.
There you go.
Blue or green? Do they have a green? Ah, no,
Do
they
they
got
have a purple?
no, they have black satin bronze, quote unquote. And then blue and red.
I do like the toothpaste. That one is enjoyable.
The blue.
It
That's what I
was
mean.
it was until
Right?
you said toothpaste.
Um. Yeah.
The
Jedi's can't
Tiffany
have
blue.
gold lightsabers. Apparently, that's not a thing. So
I mean,
Isn't there a character who has a yellow or
I don't know.
gold lightsaber?
there's definitely like guards
Were
that
they
have yellow
guardians? Yeah,
lightsabers.
I think they were guardians that had gold sabers. Or like yellow. I can't remember.
Yeah,
It's been too long. Like years too long. Um, yeah, different colorways. Man, these things actually look kind of cute. Like almost in the same way that small, colorful beetles can be
Kind of
kind of cute.
cute, but do you have a picture of these in hand?
Yep.
I love the fact that Brian Mooney didn't know these were called the Beetle when he nicknamed it the cockroach.
Oh, really? That's funny.
That's really good. So, what do you think, Joe? Double edge it or what?
I'm generally against it with liner locks. Unless you really trust this liner lock. Like I haven't taken this thing and spine whacked it. I did do it with this out of curiosity just to see.
You
And I
can't
mean,
sharpen both sides and then spine whack it. There's no spine. Like that's just hitting the
Wait,
flat of the knife at
well,
that point,
no,
right? Like it's yeah.
that's what I'm saying. You got to spine whack before you sharpen to see if the lock is strong enough to withstand that. Um, I don't
I
know.
just
I
like the
mean,
idea of sharpening it first and then trying to spine whack it. That's funny.
fair, fair.
It's just funnier that way. It's
I don't know whether you would notice like a huge benefit when poking into stuff. I'm not sure. I'd be tempted to say
stuff.
try sharpening like the first third and like let that section of the edge be sharp.
I do like the bayonet grind for things like that.
Especially with how this thing is seated in the handle when it's closed. Like enough of the blade is hidden away that you're probably not going to cut yourself.
I've talked about doing that with this thing forever.
Yeah.
Oh,
so, and like you were saying, cute little guy. The reason I asked for the in-hand picture is because this thing's a beast. This
Yeah.
thing's way bigger. Like
I
they
was
say 2.95-inch blade to make it think that it's a sub 3-inch blade, and they don't tell you that it's got the handle that's bigger than a fucking griptilian. Like
yeah. It's
I think
it's
it's
hand filling.
I think in length it's similar size to this thing.
but in width, it's a similar size to a fucking PM2, man.
Oh,
Like it's or
absolutely.
a
It's
Mannix. Like
100%.
It's
It's
chunky.
amazing
Yeah.
how different they can be
And
for being folding daggers.
it's almost a shame that this is a dagger style grind. And I say almost because the grind is actually pretty decent. Like I don't think you'd really have any problems using it as an EDC or general work knife even. Um, but the handle is like super comfortable. Very neutral design. Smooth. It's contoured. I did take a photo of the contouring. It was kind of hard to capture, just being that it is a slight contour and it is in black. I don't remember if this was it, but that might have been it. Yeah, you
I
can
want
kind of see the curvature there. It's not as subtle as this guy. Definitely a
I
little bit more
want a
pronounced.
I want a colorway that is like watermelon pink for the blade, black for the liners, green for the handle with a pink top layer.
Mm. You really want
Just
your
because
watermelon knife, yeah?
I mean it's got seeds.
Yeah.
It comes with built-in seeds, Joe.
just buy
Nice.
a concept Corvid and be done with it. Come on. Want a watermelon knife? It already exists.
That's fine.
I don't know if
I want the
Jim's gonna
toothpaste
bring up
knife.
a concept Corvid. The mini Corvid is better than the Corvid Plus or the Corvid XL or whatever it is, but all of them are hilarious.
Yeah, they're very silly. And by very, I do mean extra.
There is a watermelon, right?
There is, yeah.
But where though?
Right here.
Sounds made up.
Uh,
There it is.
yeah, there's a couple places that have them.
There, just buy that.
That's fun.
It's not a beetle though. So QSP beetle or
Yeah.
Quispy beetle.
Quispy.
Um,
It's a Quispy Beetle.
yeah, that's some Pharaoh stuff. Brendan Fraser is cooking some beetles. It's a little scarab action.
But do you know which one this one is?
That's not a beetle.
Nope.
I can't even play punch buggy with my wife with that one, man. It's like not even that type of beetle. It's
It's like that's just murder, sir. So,
That's yes.
was it a missed opportunity to not make the wing shape out of the blade rather than just giving it a dagger because the body is symmetrical?
a wing shape.
Yeah. So like depending on the beetle, it's going to be fairly different.
Like, do the blades come out this way and then form a dagger as it comes across each other?
That's cool.
They
That's
better
cool.
not.
That's cool as shit, but it's also MTech as shit, so you know it's going to be bad. But
Well, that's the beetle, right? Like
yeah,
we're talking about it opening like a
I'm
beetle.
just I'm thinking more of having a blade kind of shaped like like this guy.
Can we get some of these green jewel beetle colors on one of the knives? That'd be
Dude,
fun.
please. Well, Kershaw tried that. Nobody liked it.
Fair.
Then they brought it back years later.
They didn't try that hard.
No, they tried. Yeah, not bad.
Try hardly or
Dude,
enough.
there's a Herman Knives Dragonfly, I want to say, that has that rainbow anodized coating on it. It is the like king gas station knife now. It is hilarious. Because I like that finish. Don't get me wrong. And Herman Knives seem to be like crazy high quality, but goddamn, it's you see that rainbow finish and you're like, oh, this is junk.
Just
Uh,
like a gas station.
Just like my Boker mermaid.
yeah, the same
Yeah.
knife.
All right, so Quispy Beetles, you say?
Yeah, I do say. Yeah. Basically, do you like the dagger blade, or do you wish they went with a different shape?
I think again for this, like it's kind of like the Chefmaster when we're talking about all the tweaks. All of a sudden, you just don't have this knife anymore. Quispy's got a good enough repertoire that just make a different design. So this one I think should be a dagger because they haven't done that yet, and the handle leans into dagger shape. So now, should it be 25% smaller? Damn straight, it should be 25% smaller. This thing's too damn big. Like
Like in length or just in width?
Probably yes.
more in length than in width.
Really?
You could go a little bit in the width these, but you got to go like it's no. This thing should be
Two and
dragonfly
a half?
cute. Like when it comes to a beetle, a pillar cute, a blah blah blah. Like not a pillar 3 cute, like a pillar 1 cute type of thing, right? Like
I'm just trying to figure out.
So,
Like, are
like,
you thinking like a 2.5 inch blade?
this would
Or
something, yeah. Like it's.
this size then, Paul, because this is about a 2.5 inch blade. So
I mean, that's what I mean.
I
When I
mean,
saw this knife to begin with, I was like, "Oh, that's cute." Then when I saw it in person, I'm like, "That's less cute because it's like a big ass knife." Like
I still want the best tech version, whatever their beetle knife is called.
that one, the only knife with Altum that I'm actually like
the QQ.
kind of interested. Yeah,
The
yeah,
QQ, yeah, I still
yeah.
want one of them.
yeah.
Took me a second. I had to think. You put my thinking cap on.
Yeah, we could do this in an abalone handle. That'd be fun for the beetle. That's a good point. Mother of pearl.
Yeah.
To get a real
Yeah.
beetle look.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
Hmm.
Even if they had like a layer on top of or like nested underneath the G10 light scale material, like but above the steel liner where it's abalone, like peeking through the holes.
Abalone seeds. I see.
Yeah. Anyway, again, a knife that doesn't exist. The way this thing is, I don't know that I agree that it needs to be smaller. I feel like much smaller, and then you're getting into a territory where it becomes a little bit less useful. Particularly with how wide the handle is. Like the closest thing I have in terms of geometry that's on hand is probably this little holdout again. And I think if it was much shorter, I don't think I'd use it as much.
Well, and so yes, I agree with that statement. But I don't think this knife was necessarily designed to be a crazy, like, EDC, this is the only knife I'm carrying. This is supposed to be a fun knife.
Eh,
And for me, when you're looking at a fun knife, the motif would think smaller being more fun and not necessarily leaning into this is the only knife that I'm ever going to use. This is
A
going to
fifth
be
pocket size would be nice.
what's that?
A fifth pocket size.
That and Dragonfly is kind of where my brain
Yeah.
goes. Maybe a hint bigger than Dragonfly, but not as big as a Chaparral.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, maybe I would feel differently if I had a smaller version of this knife in hand, but yeah, I don't know.
and I understand where you're coming from for an EDC point of view, but I think that's where like we differ. Is I'm not looking at this as an EDC knife because I don't think this is the most practical EDC knife. I think you're buying this
Well,
because it's a fun knife.
it's a dagger, so
Yeah, it's a dagger and it's
Yeah.
got weird like freaking holes going through the handle, right? Like it's
Who would buy that?
yeah.
with toothpaste colors and goldies and reddies and whatever, right? Like it's
Yeah. All right, that's fair.
So with all the motif in mind, Jacob, next knife.
Next knife. Yeah.
We're not doing a Spedico reveal here, so I mean we could talk about the other QSP reveals, but we did that at Blade Show.
So there. Take that.
Yeah, we're just stuck talking about this thing for until we're gone. That's not true. We can talk about random other shit, but yeah. So anyway, I think that's for me EDC rather than fun. I think.
Or, but yeah.
Well, and yeah, the two ideas between
Yeah.
the two, right? Like it's Whereas if you told me like I want a functional knife, I want something that's unique and cool, and I want something like daggery and blah blah blah, you're like, oh, I'm picking a knife for Joe. Okay, that's fine. Like it's that's the size you want, right?
Yeah.
You're like, I want a weird little Beetle knife for Dennis. You're like, okay, fifth pocket it up, let's do this type of thing. Like,
and in that context, yeah, it definitely makes sense for sure.
I believe the QQ is in that kind of fifth pocket size, right?
Yes, and
Yeah.
I think maybe I have my preconceived notions, maybe even because of that knife, right? Like
That's yeah.
Could be.
Because they are definitely similar shaped blades and such.
QSP does tend to make knives bigger than they maybe should be. Now that we're on that topic, I mean,
That is fair too.
I thought about the Dolphin. We just finished talking about the Chefmaster being like, yeah, kind of a big fucking knife, and then they also
well, and then when they do decide to do a smaller knife, sometimes they don't do necessarily the best job, like the Otter with the copper foil and the carbon fiber
yeah,
and
the
like
Otter
S35, and it was a good selling knife, but it was kind of a weird knife, right? Like
Yeah.
it was like
That's another knife we've reviewed. So let me see if I could just pull up one of our
So
old
when they
photos for that.
decide not to overdo it, ends up being a little weird. Like when they decide to overdo it, it's a little weird, but it's in their lane. So like
I'm being beckoned, but I don't know what for.
Oh, how much dollars? $80 is what Brian says.
78 USD.
Yeah.
What is it on ours? I don't know. I don't even know. Cutting Edge. What did Cutting Edge got this bullshit for?
Oh, let's find out. I can spell. Shut up.
The Beetle 125. Cats. Polar Bear
Yeah.
dollars is 125. I don't know what the Chefmaster was. We're not even talking about that knife anymore.
Chefmaster was 109.
The Chef EMs. That's all you have to put in is Chef M, by the way.
Chef 'em.
Chef M good.
I'm gonna start a new company
Chef 'em.
But
called Chef'em.
it
Chef
better be EM at least. No, and if it's Mashef. If it's gonna be Mashef.
It's Chef'em, but it's 3 M's. Like
Chef
tasty.
like tasty. Yeah, man, does QSP just make like really excellent mid-size options and then kind of
Flounder at either end?
yeah.
Like, is that mid-sized or is that just like on the bigger end for QSP because they don't do much bigger than that?
They've done a number of knives that were bigger than this. This is definitely like trending a little bit larger compared to the middle of the road, but
bigger being
like 3
under
and
a quarter inch.
Well, I was gonna say 3 1/4 inch blade is generally where they sit for most of their designs, right? And this is just over 3 1/4.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Is like they don't really push over a 3.5-inch blade. Do they have anything folder wise in a 4-inch blade category?
I
The
think
Locust was.
the Locust and the the Penguin XL, I think, like the big 20 CV one, I think was close to a 4-inch. It's like 375. It's almost an Endura size, I think.
No.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
That's centimeters.
Sorry. Jacob's talking to me about the UFC in chat.
He's done with knives, I see.
It was a hell of a
Oh,
fight, hell of a
Jesus.
knockout.
Okay, I take it
3.5.
back. I keep forgetting the Endura is like a 4-inch blade. Sorry, I keep forgetting that.
Penguin Plus is a 3.5, just a hint under a 3.5.
Is it really?
I take that
Yeah.
back. Fuck. All right.
That knife feels huge for their collection.
It does.
Like, to give you an idea, like there's my Sage 6. It's not that crazy,
That's
dude.
weird. Okay, had it in my head, it was bigger.
How big is the Locust?
Now we need
The
to
3
know.
3/4?
And was it Charles? Which Charles?
Oh, they don't make it
Bronx.
anymore.
What's that?
De Bronx.
Oh, okay.
And he got like one shot knocked out.
Okay,
Ilya's got some punch. He's
so
got some
dude.
punch.
so
He
they don't,
landed 2, and the first punch he was already like you could see his eyes. He was already unconscious. Second one landed, he crumpled, and then he got 2 more on top.
Boopity boop. Yeah,
Yeah.
the little boopity boop. Yeah, you
But
know
at
how
least-
you want to boop a nose or a moose in the nose?
Yeah.
Kind of like that. Just a
Yeah.
little boopity boop, right?
Just
like
a little boopity boop. Luckily he woke up. Was it
From the
Jack
second
Hermanson?
boop? Because that's fun too. When
Oh,
you
dude.
pick back
Yeah,
up
yeah.
again. Like it's
He like Ilya stood up and Charles turned to the ref immediately.
So I booped him.
Yeah.
John, cheers. That's good.
Yeah. It's perfect. Absolutely stellar.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to say it was Jack Hermanson got a couple, final punches like that, and he woke up in the back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, QSP Beetle. Anything else to say about it?
the Locust has a 3.875-inch blade. If you could find one through Discount.
Okay. There
So
you go.
big boy.
That was probably like Pelican, maybe
Yeah.
Swordfish. How big was
That
the
was the other one.
Swordfish?
Swordfish was a big one too.
Swordfish. 325 for the Swordfish.
Okay, not that big, just weird wide, so it's deceiving, right? Probably like the Penguin Plus, where it's a little bit of a wider blade, but yeah. Anything else about the Beetle?
It's neat.
I mean,
Yeah, I like it. I like the design.
I just think it's
and
good
neat.
look.
flips.
Yeah.
I like the pivot. I want to see that pivot on more things.
So, these are.
I would like to see that
fixed
pivot on other knives that they make, as long as the flow of the design works for it. Because I can see, like, you can't just put that on
Agreed. 100%.
and be
Yeah.
like, here's our new pivot for a Parrot version 3.0, right? Like, it's, yeah. So,
Yeah. But maybe future daggers, I would be into it. I like holding a dagger in that flat grip. So,
Oh, the Ripley. Forgot about the Ripley. That one's a 3.5-inch blade.
okay. So
The
it's same as the Penguin
Phoenix-
Plus.
The Phoenix is 3.75. So basically, a lot of the models we never bothered bringing in are in that size range.
That bigger.
Like
Yeah.
the Gavial.
Big
So a lot
Jesus.
of their like bread and butter is in that 3 to 3.5.
Yeah, sure looks that
That's
way.
their home, right? Like, yeah.
did we ever carry the Harpy?
Yeah.
Looks familiar.
Yeah, we only had we had like 1 or 2 come through, didn't we? It wasn't
Yeah,
a long carried model.
No.
Anyway,
All
Yeah.
right. All right. Anyone got anything else to say about a Beetle?
I think Chad has decided it's the cockroach. But other than that,
It's
Something
the
like that.
cockroach.
yeah, it's the name. It's a cockroach. It's the what was it? Busboy and the cockroach is what we're reviewing tonight.
Busboy and the cockroach.
Forgot about
Wow.
that's a match made in heaven, sir.
Gonna
Yeah.
say this review is brought to you by Gordon Ramsay.
Been a lookalike since 1965. Holy
Oh.
shit. Good for me. I look great for my age.
Yeah, yeah.
If I was born in 1965.
Yeah. Okay. Judgments, reviews, anything?
Oh, we never talked about the fucked up little arrow on the flipper.
Oh, yeah. We should talk about that.
It's fucked up.
It's right
Yeah.
there. It's just telling you which side to flip because on some daggers, it looks like you can flip both ways.
It can get confusing.
Well, I mean, look at your knife before you open it. Or
I mean, you don't
just have
need
it in your pocket the right way, you assholes.
Just have
It's
the
the only
clip.
way this one will go.
Just have the clip against your hand, and then you know that's the side you touch in order to open it. It's fine. It's fine.
But yes, I appreciate that actually because there is some knives that give some people a run for their money.
And if you were to carry this without a clip, then sure, there's an arrow.
You can be wrong.
Visual indicator. To be honest, well, okay, I wouldn't carry this clipless just because of the flipper tab. You know, having that bumped open in your pocket would suck. But
Did anyone try to Emerson this?
I believe I did, and it worked.
Okay, I didn't, but I didn't care that much. So
anytime there's a cross guard, I try it.
That's why.
Ow.
Yeah,
I
don't
just
do
stabbed
that.
myself on my knuckles.
yeah, that sounds more right.
I'm not bleeding. We're fine.
Excellent.
I'm gonna find out I'm bleeding 5 minutes from now.
That's what you want.
Yeah, blood like syrup, right?
Allegedly. I've never seen any.
Blood?
No, syrup.
Oh,
No, you're Canadian.
Yeah.
How is that possible?
it's all in the warehouse. It's fine.
Sounds like he's part of the mafia. He's witness protection. No, I've never seen syrup in my life. I don't know what you're talking about.
He's the best guy
What?
around.
So, for the record, I did actually get myself.
Oh, good job.
Sweet.
But no
Way to
blood.
bleed on stream.
No
Good
blood,
stuff.
no syrup.
No syrup.
So final judging.
I don't know what my rating is, but I will give that rating a radial review where it can like circle around that pivot.
Is that pivot like the opening scene to James Bond where you see it shoot through the gun? You just need to have Daniel Craig in the little tiny hole in the middle.
I don't want Daniel Craig anywhere near my little tiny hole, if I'm being honest.
Oh,
At least he's in the middle. I mean, it's centered, and then like this rain of blood just kind of drips slowly down before the opening scene, right? Like it's
It sure does. It sure does.
I mean, that's how the movie starts.
I was gonna say the ring of G10 is the event horizon to the black hole that is the pivot.
I see. I've ruined that for you.
Wow. I think Daniel Craig has
technically ruined it.
Yeah.
I mean, at least it wasn't Pierce Brosnan. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
Could have got Timothy Dalton out there. No one even remembers that guy.
No idea who that is.
Exactly. Another James Bond. But anyway.
Was he though?
For like, I don't know, at least 2 shitty movies. I'm gonna rate it 1 Brendan Fraser. Because, Beatles and the Scarabs and the Pharaoh. So
in the Pharaoh?
The Pharaoh? Yeah.
Yeah. They
right
crawled,
in the Mummy.
Right, they did get him in the Mummy.
They did.
You're right.
They did crawl around in him a little bit. Yeah.
Right up in there.
He did get in there.
Yeah.
And by he, I mean the Beatles. They're collectively known as he. Just Beatles doing some weird shit today.
Well, yeah, there's 4 of them. They walk across a crosswalk. Really weird. Have you ever seen it? Yeah.
Yes.
Mini golf tournament coming up.
No, there's been a bit of a delay this year on some golfing, but I appreciate the inquiry, Brian. I really do. I really do. We've changed from the links of Buda Glen to the courts of Buda Glen because there was a move of location for the golf course. So we started fresh at the courts of Buda Glen, and we will be playing at the courts this year instead of the links. So
Is it Booty Glen? Like the Glen of booties? Or
no,
Buddha?
yeah.
Okay. What if booty is my Zen?
Well, you do what you need to find your center, sir.
Yeah.
Ben's asking where to get a Fairbairn Sykes dagger.
You could come by the Cutting Edge Cutlery Co. and just say hi in person from time to time if you want to do. We also might have those Fairburn Sykes you could probably purchase.
We do.
Pretty
It's
sure
not.
we have it on the shelf.
It's not. Although it's made in Sheffield, and it is the design. It sure isn't listed as that by name. So perhaps he's already looked at our fabulous website and didn't find it because Fairbairn Sykes does not bring up this design. Even though it's in the description, did I spell Sykes wrong? I did not. And Fairbairn I also spelled fine. So
Brian Moody is at the Buddha Glen. You need some booty zen, obviously.
There you go.
I guess, yeah. So I will keep that in mind when I'm going for my next hole in one. Reset the timer.
Beep.
Nice.
Give it a boop.
Good times. Good times. I think that boat rounds us out. I don't think I got anything this week. I think I took a brief look and then
I just took photos of that other thing for next time. It's what you call a light tease.
Is the Sheffield a throwing knife? No.
But I mean,
that tip is way too fine. I mean, it probably could, but I wouldn't because it's too fine in the tip, and it's very handle heavy.
It's a point first, close range, soft target. In wartime, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it otherwise.
I do know historically, even a lot of times, commandos and guys would re-profile the tip and shorten it a little bit to make it stronger. So
throwing, obviously.
Well,
amongst other things.
One of many things, yeah. Maybe you throw it and you're like, oh shit, it's broken. Let me fix that.
It could do two things. Why shouldn't it? Is it Farnsworth for the day? I honestly, I don't have anything in the back pocket. We burned through my notes last time, I think, and then I didn't make more notes because I forgot. That's my story. We're getting pretty close to 9 o'clock anyway, so I think we did pretty okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can play. I got one thing, and I don't know if you can play it. I'm going to send it to actually our group chat here on Instagram because I can't find any other way to send it to you. But quick note aside, Benchmade's announced a whole bunch of new things to come out, one including something that's like over 104 days away. So good for you. Thanks for announcing something that we have over 3 months out to wait for. That's cool. Yeah, okay. Send it to you right now. Done. But yeah, they were just like, so we've teased for them all year. Now prepare for the 491 load-in from Benchmade. The 491 load-in doesn't come out for like 102 days or some garbage like that type of thing, right? So I really appreciate Benchmade social media announcing something that's still 3 months out. That's fun.
I mean, obviously. Why wouldn't they?
Well, the season's about to change.
So I recognize this, and I want one. So there.
I don't know if Paul's seen this or not.
I apologize in advance if the volume is extremely loud. I don't know how to make it quieter on your end, so let me get OBS here and I'll crank down that volume if need be.
So Paul, you need to watch this. Everyone in the chat, watch this shit. It's weird as hell. You need to watch it.
All right, let's see if this works.
Dom, you're being crazy, dude. Show me the knife, bro. It is not a gravity. That's right. Not a gravity.
It's a liner lock, and it goes down.
It's a fixed blade.
Yeah. This is max level EDC, by the way. You go in the sheath, the sheath pulls it out for you.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy. That is insane. What's the company?
Hirschwitz design.
Hirschwitz design. Max level EDC.
Sick.
Yes. Yes, but no.
Different mechanism.
Just close it and
That's
chunk it down before he put it back in the sheath, right?
Did he?
Yeah,
Yep.
Watch it again. Chunks it down to like a little tippy thing, and then you just put it in the sheath, and you're fine.
Okay. So it only opens it; it doesn't close it.
So it's a liner lock to close it.
Yeah.
So
That's fun.
I'm not sure if the sheath liner locks it closed or if you actually have to like slide it down and close it before you resheath it.
either way. I want one. They're cool.
Cool as shit. And it has a
Yeah.
little calamity ring on the back. I don't know if you noticed that as well. So it's like an ice dagger from Tops that deploys out of the sheath just way longer than it should. It's weird as hell, but it's cool. It's super cool. Yeah.
That is really cool.
Paul, if you want, I did send it to the Pokey Factor group chat, so you can
Cool.
look at it on the IGs as well.
Oh yeah.
But this is the same guy who did the Work Sharp manual to auto knife that won awards this year.
Cool.
This Mark Levy something. I can't remember what the guy's name is exactly. I should probably do that because we're live streaming and we can give that asshole some credit.
I didn't realize that was Elishwitz because I know they
Max level EDC Dominic is the guy's name, but yes, yeah.
Well, it's not this guy who designed it.
Everyday City Carry is the gentleman that this video came from.
Yeah.
Max level EDC is the gentleman that designed the Work Sharp knife as well as this dagger.
Are we sure about that?
I think so, because he's also got the Work Sharp knife on his. Or is he just another?
He's just another influencer of some sort.
Warp warp.
Yeah. So someone in the comments here is saying custom maker Alan Elishwitz. I know Elishwitz. The big fan of his work.
Familiar with Elishwitz? Is that his knife? Is this literally the only video?
Think so, because I've seen photos of this knife.
So, according to Everyday City Carry EDC, in this video, it says it was cool hanging out with my homie Max Level. He had this crazy knife on him that he demonstrated here. I don't even know what it's called.
It's from Elishwitz Studio, the black box retractable fixed blade.
Is Max Level EDC the guy who's running Blade Binge? Because in this video, he's got a whole bunch of Blade Binge sweaters underneath him.
Could be. He was probably just sponsored by them, though. I don't think Max Level EDC is running a lot of stuff outside of the YouTube channel or Instagram content. I'm not sure.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, it is Alan Elishwitz who did the this particular knife. So
The cool design.
I forgot discontinued. Womp womp.
I do really like a dagger where it's serrated on one side and plain edge on the other too.
Yes, his version is a little bit cooler than the one I have up here, but
yeah.
And all the boys have got all the info. EK retractable blade. There you go. It's,
I'm being asked about another fight, and I just got to say, I don't think anybody has an answer to Pantoja yet. I think he's going to keep the title for a little while still.
good for him.
Yeah.
So I apologize about the misinformation, but this is literally the only video I have about this knife, though. I couldn't find literally anything else on it.
Discontinued and a custom production, mid-tech. Not surprised that there's little information about it, but I wonder if I searched that up. Okay, so on Alan Elishwitz's own YouTube channel, there's a video about it showing off the sheath and interesting.
20
Okay.
CV. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Is this?
Mad Yoko went to lock the shed and forgot about us for a little while, but he's back now.
Understandable.
Welcome back.
It's
Yeah,
all
don't
right.
blame him.
Depends on how many fun things are in the shed, right? Like it's yeah.
So from the looks of things, it really is just a side actuated liner lock. It's funny. I actually have some CAD drawings that look a little similar to this. So what it looks like is happening on the inside of the box, you have a liner that's laying flush under the blade. Once the blade travels out of the way, liner pops into position and then keeps the blade from coming back in, which means, yeah, very easy disengagement. That also means that the sheath is probably pushing down on the liner so that when you pull it, maybe there's a magnet as well to kind of pull that blade out as well. Hard to say.
Well, and yeah, or a notch or a nub or whatever. So as the blade comes out, all the lock is waiting for is it the blade to be out of the way, right? I guess yeah. So fun.
And I will say the ripcord works in the very same way as far as
it's got a depressed liner as well, but it's a button through the top. Yeah, different actuation method.
And it actually like holds in where the blade tang is and moves the blade in and out.
Some nice daggers in here. Anyway, yeah, that's a cool note to end the night on.
That was the only little weird side note that I saw, and I didn't know what it was. I saw that one video, and then I couldn't really find anything else about it. So I was like, okay, well, I'll show this guys eventually if I can find something. And then I couldn't. So I was like, here, just watch this video.
Just
tell me some shit about this knife, because apparently I can't find anything out about it.
Sometimes you get lucky, and like a couple of well-placed Google searches is all you need. But honestly, sometimes with like discontinued stuff, it's like I saw it in the corner of a video once. Like that's all you get.
I was looking for something that had been like freshly designed, not something happened to be an old school knife that someone had on them, right? Yeah. I watch very few knife reviews nowadays, so I don't even know who Work Level EDC is. I have no idea. I've never watched one of his videos in my life, and maybe I should. Maybe he's got great reviews. Maybe he considers lefties genuinely instead of Shabazz like a jackass. But yeah,
nobody does.
No one considers us.
Honestly, the only person
even left the EDC, it's
that's funny. The only person I've heard like routinely talk about lefties and like, why didn't you put a lefty clip? You did it on the right side. This design would have worked fine with it. Is actually Metal Complex. Like, dude is very verbose with the way his thought process works on camera. But like consistently, he's like, this could have been lefty friendly. The lock is ambi. The opening mechanism is ambi. Why the fuck wasn't there a clip on the left hand side? And like begrudgingly, he'll be like, I get, 10% of the population, and of that 10%, how many are actively buying your knives? But still, this is a budget knife. Like what?
It's like two screw holes. Just be done with it.
Yeah.
How many guys do you know that carry more than one knife?
Yeah.
In a lot of cases, you're designing more than you need to because you had to make a second scale without the screw pattern and everything else. You know what I mean? Like
the screw pattern on the one side was actually the
it's
easier
more
thing
work
to duplicate. Yeah.
Yeah, you just copy and paste and be done with it.
Yarp.
All right, gentlemen. I think that's about it. I think that's it.
All right.
I think so. My cat's got the right idea. She's fast asleep. I might go take a nap now.
We will have a 2-week hiatus, 1-week hiatus, at least. Next week, we are out doing things.
Speaking French.
In the Frenchertons.
Indeed. We're going to be selling swords to people that buy swords
in Frenchton Abbey, as it were. Yeah.
Yes.
So next Sunday will be not in commission, but
Pokeless.
Yeah, you will be poke free. But following week, somewhere in July, I want to say something like, let's say the 8th. That's a good day. Yeah.
We'll probably be there.
Sounds made up.
Yeah. So, no, we won't.
I was gonna say the 8th. Is that Tuesday?
That's the wrong
It
date.
is.
Really.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yes.
Maybe the 13th.
Let's try the 13th. Let's try that day
Yeah.
and look at the right year. Jesus Christ.
Right here. I don't
Don't
even know
worry.
how you did that, but okay. Good shit.
All right, gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. As always, we appreciate you tuning in week after week, even when we don't show up. Like next week, don't tune in. We won't show up. But the week after that, tune in.
We'll be back.
We'll probably show up.
Yeah, yeah. So
Seems likely.
good chance. So yeah, as
Thank-
always, appreciate it. I'm thanking people. Thank you,
Okay.
Cutting Edge Cutlery Co. for bringing this knife in a couple months ago. These knives in a couple months ago. There was newer, fancier things that we had to review, and then came back to these less newer, less fancier things to review. So thanks, Cutting Edge.
Less fancier. And thank you to people. I'm sure you're out there on the Instagrams, searching us up, seeing us as superheroes. If you don't
Worshipping
understand,
the
you should
very
go and look.
ground we walk upon.
I mean, that's a given, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Thanks to you.
Also, thank you to all the contributors on Patreon, past, present, future. We do appreciate all the support. Big shout out and thank you. A couple years back, probably happen again somewhere along the way, depending on how much money we get. You know, it's kind of what happened. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we appreciate it.
Till we meet again.
I think that's it.
I suppose. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all the things. YouTubies.
We're not taking a month off. We're taking a week off. Just got asked in chat
That is correct.
the week.
Just next week. Just next
Yeah.
week. And then we'll be back. After that,
Probably.
Probably.
So,
Seems likely.
Everyone sounds pretty non-committal, but you know, probably.
that's been the theme for this channel for the last 7 years. Let's get used to it here.
Yeah, exactly. You know what you signed up for.
It's funny.
All
we
right,
got-
guys. We appreciate you guys showing up week after week. Yeah. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Enjoy the new knives, all the new things. Check out Cutting Edge. I am who I am. Dennis Vipers.
I am there and Joe.
And I'm XL.ca.
And we'll probably see you the week after next. Bye-bye for now.